So, in today's video, we are going to go through a perspective question setup. Part 2 of this video will deal with the construction of the perspective view, but just for this question I want to go through the setup to keep the video as short as I can. Okay, so over here we have all the information needed in order to achieve the perspective setup. So we can see a little 3D sketch of the block that we're actually aiming to draw in the perspective, and we can see a plan view here that I've already drawn out to speed it up. Okay, we're also given point A, and we're given a set of information in relation to the question. So the first point is the spectator point S is 100 millimeters at 60 degrees from point A. The picture plane passes through the corner A. The horizon line is 85 millimeters above the ground line, and the horizon line is 25 millimeters below the spectator. So with all this information here, we can actually set up the perspective question. So the first thing we're going to want to do is locate this spectator or point S. Okay, from the wording of the question here, we can see that it's 100 millimeters at 60 degrees from corner A. So we can go ahead and draw that in. 60 degrees from corner A, I can measure 100 millimeters. So that now is our spectator or point S. So the next step when we have our point S or spectator located, okay, is to get what's called the sight or the lines of vision. Okay, and basically what these lines of vision are is if I was standing at this S point or the spectator point, what's the most extreme corners of the object that would be in my vision. So this would be one of our corners, and the outside here be another corner. So that basically is my farthest points of vision. Okay, so I'm going to do these in green. And I'm going to note these. So the lines of vision, okay? So our next step now, okay, is to bisect the angle in between our lines of vision. So to bisect an angle, okay, we use our compass. We extend our compass any distance, just a random distance, like so. The point of our compass goes in the corner of the angle. At this case, it's on the spectator. And we swing an arc, touching both lines of vision. We then get the point of compass and place it where this arc intersects with the line of vision. And we swing an arc, like shown. The exact same is repeated on the opposite side until we achieve this X shape. We can then join from the spectator through this X shape to bisect the angle of the lines of vision. Okay, so this bisecting line is important, notice, okay, because this bisecting line is going to give us our picture plane, our horizon line, and our ground line. Okay, so the second part of the information tells us that the picture plane passes through corner A. So that means the picture plane is going to be running through corner A here at some sort of an angle. Okay, so the next question is, how are we going to get what angle it runs through corner A? And we get this angle simply by going perpendicular to this bisecting line that we have drawn. Okay, so we set up sliding set squares and we draw this picture plane line perpendicular to the bisecting line of this lines of vision. Okay, so this picture plane is perpendicular to that bisecting line we found. So I'm just going to do in this picture plane now as well in a different color, just so it stands out for us. picture plane. Okay. Once again, we can go back to the question to find out where this horizon and these ground lines are. So it says the horizon line is 85 millimeters above the ground line. The horizon line is 25 millimeters below the spectator. Okay. So I can measure down my 25 millimeters from the spectator, mark it, and measure down my 85 below my horizon line to get my ground line. So I have the mark where my two lines are now going. And once again, you might be asking the question, but what angle are these lines going at? So these lines are going to be parallel to the picture plane, or once again perpendicular to this bisector line. So I'm going to set up my sliding set squares. I'm going to go parallel to the picture plane. So that's my horizon line drawn in pencil. And that's my ground line drawn in. So I'm just going to add colour to these once again. So I'm just going to do my ground line in red. I'm going to label it. And my horizon line, I'm going to do it in purple. So at this stage, we're very near or complete the setup for a perspective question. Okay. The next thing we're going to find before I finish this video, right, is these vanishing points. Okay. And how we find these vanishing points is quite simple. Okay. So from the spectator, or point S, we're going to draw a line with our set squares vertical until we hit the picture plane, or intersect the picture plane. We're going to draw one vertical and one horizontal. Okay, so we end up with this big massive L sort of a shape. Okay, where these cross the picture plane are the vanishing points. So that's vanishing point 1, I'll call it, and the one up here I'll call vanishing point 2. Okay, so when we have these vanishing points on the picture plane, it's important to remember that these vanishing points need to be projected downwards to the horizon line. And once we find their position on the horizon line, we are able to begin the construction of the shape down below, which I will continue in my second video. Okay, so you might be asking now, how am I going to project these lines downwards? Okay, and the way we project these lines downwards is perpendicular to the picture plane, the horizon line and the ground line, or parallel, remember, to this bisector line that I said was so important in the start. Okay, so set up our sliding set squares once again. We bring down these vanishing points perpendicular to the picture plane, ground line or horizon line, or parallel to that bisector line. We just bring them down to the horizon line. So that's VP1 on my horizon line, and that's VP2 on my ground line. Yeah, so that is the setup for a perspective question. Okay, and the same setup is going to be carried through for each question. The only difference is the information here, which will be given to you in your exam questions or whatever sort of question you're doing. But this is the basic setup and the common setup for a perspective question leaving cert D.C.G. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos. Thanks for listening and watching.